question is, should baby Archie get the title of Prince because he is the son of Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex? Well, I was kind of surprised that Meghan would even want her son to be called a prince, because she was trying to get away from the royal family. She didn't like the royal family's protocols. She wanted more of the California lifestyle. They moved from Britain to eventually to California, and planning, as far as I can see, to raise their children in California to be California kids, American citizens. Why in the world would you want to encumber your child with the title of prince? This just makes everything much more confusing. The kid's going to always be asking, why am I a prince, and why am I sitting here in California with all these regular people? Why aren't I sitting in the castle with those guys? Every time he sees the royal family on TV, he'll have entitlement issues. He'll feel he's entitled to live in the palace. He's entitled to be close to the royal family. He'll be entitled to be close to the Queen and the King and all their children and their children's children and so forth. But he's going to be just a California kid. He's going to be a regular kid. He's going to be going to California schools. He's going to have a California mindset, California manners. He's not going to be living by protocol. That'll be totally foreign to him, and he'll find the publicity just as horrid as Meghan. If he goes and lives in the castle and tries to be a member of the royal family, he's going to be the one who's of mixed blood. He's going to be the black royal. That's kind of neat in a way, but it's also going to be very hard on him if he doesn't want to be the black royal, if he doesn't want to have the newspapers focused on him, writing stories about everything he does, everyone he goes, meets with, everyone he dates. That's just what Meghan hated. And so why in the world put your son in that position? I think if they're on the path that they're taking now and they continue down that path, he'll be just fine with no title. He'll be happier with no title. His friends won't keep asking him about that title, why he has it, and why he's an outcast from the family. I think having a title for Archie just makes it harder. Same with their daughter. She shouldn't be a princess because that doesn't fit in the United States. We don't have those titles, and especially if you're having bad relationships with the royal family in Britain, why in the world would you want to create that conflict and have it transferred for life over the heads of your children? So if they ever decide in the future that they want to go over and live with the royal family and live in the palace, and if they're accepted in the palace and they turn out to be a mindset that they're able to live with the pros and cons of the palace, and they want to work for Britain, not for the United States, they can go over and always get a title if they are deemed fit. But I don't think growing up, I think that just makes their life harder, just as Meghan having a title in the United States makes it more awkward because we don't recognize those titles in the United States, and it's kind of confusing as to what exactly she's planning to have as her role in the United States. She only spent a couple of years in the royal family, which is more than almost anybody else in the world, and so she has some great experiences, but now she has to lug that with her for the rest of her life. And it's interfering with her family, it's interfering with her relationship with her father, it's interfering with any relationship she might have had with her sister, Samantha, and her stepbrother, Tom, and her friends. Her friends have this mixed relationship with her as the old Meghan that they knew and loved for 35 years, and now they have this morph into a duchess who's lived in the palace and has been close to the royal family for a couple of years. So it changes everything, it makes everything more confusing, And I think leave the titles in Britain. If your children decide to go to Britain and assume the roles and responsibilities and become aware of the history of Britain and the protocols required to be in the royal family, that would be something that can be decided then. But by then they will be adults and they can better make that decision for themselves.